Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, mommies and daddies, uncles and aunties, wherever you're watching me from. I greet you. I greet you with a very beautiful greeting. This is me, Rhea Delight, a yummy mommy of one. I have a one sweet little girl that I'm nurturing in my care. Right, God has entrusted myself and my husband with this little angel, and we are doing everything in our care, in our ability to make sure that we are doing these assignments that God has handed unto us well. Okay, and today is what? Today is Friday, and I'm so excited. This is the first week of my resumption in the second term, and I'm so excited that look at, when did we enter 2026, and here we have the first week of resumption has rolled by. So this morning I'm preparing potato porridge for my baby girl. And one thing I want to ask from you is that, please, when you watch my videos, kindly help me subscribe to my YouTube channel. Kindly help me like my videos. If there is any suggestion you have for me as a mom, as a young mom, I would also be happy to take your suggestions, right? One thing that I've been thinking about on this motherhood journey is that motherhood is a whole lot of sacrifice. It's a whole lot of sacrifice. And then I'm doing everything in my care to ensure that at least that each time when I pray, I ask God, this motherhood journey, am I doing my best? Am I doing what you want me to do? And each time I ask God questions, I pray about, because to me, the motherhood journey, the journey of parenting isn't just a anyhow journey. It's a journey, it's a deeply and highly spiritual journey, a high calling. Motherhood, parenting, fatherhood is a high calling. And I pray that God will help all parents in Jesus' name. So, like I was saying, when I gave birth to my baby girl, you know, when I gave birth to her, I've been trying a whole lot, looking for job here and there. I'm trying to do something for myself so that at least I can earn a living. But then I feel it is so difficult to get a job right now. I always want to be I really always want to be a present mom. Why do I want to be a present mom? It is because of my experience growing up at a very tender age. I was molested by people my parents trusted me with, because they had to look for what we want to eat and all of that. So my mom is a trader. She goes to what's it called, the market, to look for hints meat for us. And my daddy is also, he also works, right? So they had to look for someone to, my daddy's apprentice, then he do come home to pick us. So I can remember two people like that, two meals like that my parents entrusted us with actually molested me. Then I don't know. I don't want such to happen to my baby girl. So each job I'm looking for, that's why my girl, people say I'm attached to her and all of that. But really, they really do not know where I'm coming from and how I got to this point, right? So I'm doing all my best. I've been trying to get a job, but then due to where I live is like a remote area, and then the town is quite far from where I live. And then I've been trying to get a job. I've not been getting it. It's either I get a job that by the time I calculate my tea fare, it is all gone on. By the time I calculate my tea fare, the salary will be all gone on tea fare. And then recently, I went for an interview late last year, and then in a Chinese company close to us, to work as a storekeeper. And meanwhile, I have BSc ED. I have BED, right? I have bachelor's in education. I studied economics in university, right? So now that I went to the Chinese company to look for a job, the Chinese man I met with actually said I'll be working from Monday to Saturday, and that will be 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. as a storekeeper. And then I told him that, that's 6:30, that okay. I said if it is 5:30, I can manage it at least. And then he went on. I said no, the closing time is 6:30. I'll be the last person to leave the what's it called, the company. And then one thing that he said that really really broke me, that made me say, oh no, I won't be working here, was the point when he said that, do I have a child? And I said yes. He said, so When I resumed, there was no one to hear anything about me having a child or anything. There's no excuse. And you know how babies can be. They can be so unpredictable, right? And that's how I have to leave the job. Let me not bore you with my story. So pack my baby's lunch bag with me. I already added a hot water flask, and that is a water bottle, and of course, and lunch. I added this juice. Yes, I made this juice, homemade fruit juice for her. One of these days, I'm going to share the recipes of how I made that juice. That juice is comprises of watermelon, pineapple, a little ginger, and apple. So those are four power food that I used for her. And I added a little ginger because of digestion. Right? If you have watched to this point, that means you love this video. Please watch and subscribe. You can give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.